Do you know where you're going? Do you know where you are aiming your career? Do you know what your North Star is? Do you want to do film? Do you want to do television? If you want to do television, does that mean streaming or does that mean network? Do you want to do, when you want to do film, is that indie film? Is that mainstream, Marvel, the DC world? What do you want? Where are you aiming? Because just like when you get in a car and you have no idea where you want to go, you may sit in your car for a minute and just think, what am I doing here? Where am I going? What do I program into my navigation? Right. And even if you do start off, you're going to eventually run out of gas. So you got to fill up again. So, what's the metaphor here? The metaphor is that, we are constantly refilling our tank. We are constantly having to invest in our careers. We have to get headshots on a continual basis. We are continually updating our training, coaching, understanding what it means to be a better actor, to be the CEO of our career. We're trying to get an agent. We're expending a lot of energy, and that energy gets used up. So, just like any journey, you need to have milestones along the way so you can be measuring your success. This will, one, give you something to look forward to, and two, give you something to look back on and say, look how far I've come. For instance, I remember as a little girl, we lived in Detroit. We used to drive to Chicago all the time to go visit my grandma, and we would stop in Frankenmuth. And Frankenmuth had this great restaurant. I don't even remember what we thought was so great about it, but it was a great restaurant, and we looked forward to it from the minute we left our home in Detroit until we got there. And we knew after we had finished eating that we were halfway to Chicago. And then the next milestone was obviously getting to Chicago. We knew where we were going. So it's so important to have milestones along the way. These are the things that are going to keep you motivated. Often the only thing that we count as a milestone is a booking. Come on. You are doing so much in between. You're getting training. You're getting better at your craft. You are understanding the business and how to network. You also have to count these things as little wins, right? Along the way. And even what is your big win, right? That was the question I started out with. What are you aiming for? Are we talking Oscars? Most actors say, I just want to be a working actor. Oh, if I could just work. If I could just work, I'd be happy. And then, so okay, what do you want to do? Where would you like to be working? What would you like to be working on? Oh, I don't care. I want to do anything. I can do everything. I'm an actor. I'm an actor. I can do anything. Well, that answer is unfortunately confusing to casting directors, producers, showrunners, because it's like, for instance, going to a restaurant. They have things on the menu like broccoli, pasta, potato, fish. And you look at that menu and you're like, oh, what kind of broccoli? How is that prepared? Is that served raw? If it's raw, is it coming with a dip? Is it served steamed with ghee on top? Is that sautéed with some garlic and onions, maybe a little anchovy and chili? Is it done in a wok with soy sauce and ginger and garlic? I mean, what are we talking about here? So that's how specific you need to be about who you are. We all have an energetic signature. When you walk into a room and people immediately, within a couple of seconds, they're assessing you. Not in a bad way, but we all do it. And everybody does it to us as well. Even if they're not consciously doing it, they're sizing you up. They're thinking, strong, friendly, charismatic, sexy, self-absorbed, vain, a myriad of things. And of course, we are legion. We have all of this within us. But we still have an energetic signature that is as unique as our fingerprints, as our irises, that we lead with. And this is the thing that the industry is perceiving about you. And yes, you can shape this a little bit. You can shape it to steer the industry's perception of you. but you can't change it entirely. You have to play with the cards in your hand, right? You can finesse those cards, but you still have to play with the cards in your hand. You can't be delusional. I'm a 57-year-old woman. I can't decide that I would like to be perceived as a 22-year-old hot young thing. It's just not going to happen, right? Those days are gone. We have to be aware of how we are being perceived. This is so important. We have to have a wish, a desire, a goal about where we want to go, the kind of roles that speak to us, that are our themes in life, that excite us, that light a fire under us. And we have to understand how the industry is perceiving us. And the more that those two can overlap, the more fulfilled you are going to be. But you must have a plan and a strategy. It's getting back to the car metaphor. The navigation is taking you from point A to point B to C, D, E, F, until you get to Z. In German, that stands for Ziel. Ziel means goal. I hope that helps. I would love to know what you think about this. Do you know what your energetic signature is? If you don't, you are definitely missing out on understanding how to shape your own career. And do you have a plan and a strategy? And if you do, is it more than just going to training? Because be aware that the coaches and the other actors in your workshops, in your school, even in your community, they're not the ones doing the casting. So if you'd like some clarity on this, I would love to talk to you. You can find a link to my calendar. We can have a little conversation. I guarantee you, you will walk away from it with a lot more clarity and a lot more motivation about the things that you need to do to get your career into second gear. I hope to see you soon. You stay your bold and beautiful self. Until next time, bye-bye.